I'm Brycey, and joining for me is the awesome Ton.
Oh, the awesome Ton.
The awesome Ton.
I like this. I just got Ton when I was with Chewy and Gucci, but the awesome Ton, I like it.
You're now rolling with me. That's how we go.
Right, now let's talk about the predictions that the
well, we just saw the analyst predictions, so I'm going to ask you for yours.
I can't look past, after how well they played online, Insidia taking Orbit taking it.
Orbit, yeah, it's kind of a change we have to get used to.
But I think it's going to be 3-0. I think it's going to be close match, but I just think they have that edge over them. I don't know if you agree.
Okay, so I've dealt with these teams actually quite a lot. Obviously, you've known I've done all the qualifiers and stuff. So I want to, for everybody at home who doesn't understand why people are confused and why the predictions are, like Orbit, and this is kind of how it's all broken down after everything's been happening. Now, TYT have actually attended events. 2 members of Orbit have not. And this is the factor that is throwing in some confusion with a lot of people. Yeah. Now, Insidia online looked stronger. I will 100% they look online, they look stronger. But like I said, you've got to come, you've got to get to this event environment, and you've got to prove it on the day. So for me, the way I kind of see both teams is Orbit look a little bit better technically. They know their setups are better. Yeah. They know the spawns are a bit better. They're a little bit more cohesive when they move around. TYT, I think they're actually a little bit better shots in places. Okay. But, like I said, it's going to come down to, that is going to be the factor. It's going to be down to Endura and Bounce, I believe, whether or not they can perform under this pressure, under this spotlight. Like I said, this for me isn't on the day, and I don't think it's going to be a 3-0. I think we're probably going to see an incredibly close game. Well,
we're going to jump straight into that game right now. It is going to be domination on Octane as we jump on board with Benny. Of course, that is Benny Central. Of course, these guys have nearly 500,000 YouTube subscribers between the 2 of them, between the 4 of them. Most of the kills going down. It is going to be TYT from the off, though, and they are going to move towards that B flag.
They certainly are now. Let's see what Quicker can do. He's certainly been such a great player when we've actually seen him in the qualifiers there. These guys, they are able to just put off incredibly fast gun skills. And their reflexes are amazing. So Benny trying to pick up a kill there. He's the kind of holding AR. He's usually the man you'll see playing more passive than anyone else and just letting his teammates go forward.
Yeah, on board with Benny now. And if we can get some sound inside the venue, that'd be great. But Orbit coming in there with 4 kills off the bounce. They're going to surely get control of B now. Doesn't seem to make any too quick moves. Shots can go down on here. They go sound inside the menu. Sorry about that, guys. On board with Enduro, though. And Orbit are going to get a hold of B. Well-deserved. 4 men did actually go down from TYT. On board with Enduro. Tried to pick up kill next attack. Does get away with it. Nice play by him. We're going to stay on board with Enduro. Currently 3-0. 2 captures to his name. Fantastic start. Made that 4-0 from Enduro. He's going for A as well. Does get taken down, but great run by him.
Well, this is what we're looking for. Like I said, these are unknowns at the moment at LAN. And it does seem like Enduro has certainly started off the way you'd expect it to. And Bao's picking up kills as well. These are the guys that are the unknown. If they continue this through their entire match, it probably will swing in their favor.
Yeah, good work by them. Oh, shot's going to go down. That's a nice kill. I think it was by Krads in the end there. And Jura coming in there with the kill on Samuel and Orbit are really going aggressive here. They're really pinning them inside that strip club area. Great work.
Oh, didn't get it. Does go back.
Yeah, eventually gets a kill. He did actually neutralize the site there. He's just going to try and capture it now. And I think he's just about going to get away with it. Probably going to get taken out here. Can he get the kill? He managed to get away. Do not turn on him. Yeah, there you go. Endura does eventually go down, but Jacko doing work. B's currently neutralized, but with TYT having to concentrate on A, they may be able to get a hold of it quite easily. Bounce in a great position to cover his teammate there. They get a hold of B, and Orbit once again in control.
They really are. And I'm actually going to jump on board with Krads now. He's going 8-5. Can he lead his team to victory in this one? They're currently quite a way down. 42-15. They need to really turn around. He's trying to put a lot of shots down. He's flicking about. A lot of players don't do that. They're relying on their teammates to cover the rear end. But Krads trying to just cover it himself. Benny actually hitting a nade off a tree is going to go down as well. Like I said, this is a very high-pressure environment. A lot of these players will not have played under any situation like this at all.
Krads picking up the kill there, eventually onto Endura, and he's going to push for C. For me, I think pushing the home flags is a distraction. It's more than really trying to get the points, because the map is so big that it just means players have to come backwards and forwards. It just causes problems, but they're doing quite well here. That looks as if they're going to actually get a hold of B and C, so they've swapped it about a little bit, but the gunfights are about to go down inside the B area now, on board with Benny. And they are currently losing B. Grenade goes in there. Is that going to be clutch quick enough? Oh, he didn't get it quick enough there. It just seems as if Orbit got a hold of B.
It does now on board with the Tumulus. Let's see what he can do on the sticks. And it looks like he might try and push towards their home flag. If they can get there, he's got a teammate on there as well. This is a very good opportunity for them to bring it down. They need to get a point, split it, or go for B, but they need a point now. They cannot let this deficit go huge into the next round.
Yeah, they really need to do something special here to get back into this now. TYT down by around 43 points at the moment. Somulus trying to get a hold of it. It's not going to happen. Does get taken out. C is currently neutralized as well. TYT are trying to get some control back again. Orbit playing fantastically well here. Krads does go down, and Somulus trying to do something around his home flag here. And will he get a hold of it? He's not going to have time. Gets taken out from shot. And Orbit have turned up here for me. They played exactly how they needed to. They're going to go in with a very big lead in the second half.
Like I said, there was a little bit of doubt over these players. Can they perform at this event? And it turns out, yes, yes they can. And they are really putting that performance to work.
Yeah, Quicker got a very nice kill there. But it's a little bit too late for them, I think, at this moment in time. They're going to be in a bad position going in the second half. They haven't managed to get a 2-cap, so hopefully they can bring some points back. Currently, the difference is at 57 points, but it is getting smaller due to the fact that TYT do have 2 flags.
Yeah, let's jump on the sticks with Endura now, see what he's going to do. Come in, gets taken down almost instantaneously. Lewis is the man we're going to default onto. Let's see what he can do. He gets taken down. Jacko, last man alive. TYT could potentially do something here in the last 30 seconds, but that deficit is just too much to ignore. 91 to 38 was it before it switched over. And I think they may have sent a slight message in this first half.
Oh yeah, they really came out here. Let's have a look at that scoreboard though. Pay attention to that. 1,600 points from Endura. 5 captures to his name, as well as 14 kills and only 8 deaths. Fantastic work by him. Great game. The rest of them definitely pitching in as well. Jacko picking up 16-8 now. That's a 2-kill to death ratio. Fantastic work by him. Very, very dominant from Orbit.
A massive 54-point lead for the boys from Orbit, and like I said, they are just really putting the work in, and you can see the smiles on their face. They've just proved in the first half of domination, dispel any doubts you have. We're here, we've turned up, and it's time for game on.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, coming into this, they'll just be thinking, what did people talk online? Also, Connection Warriors and stuff like, because I have heard that bounced about a lot.
It was the factor that everybody was kind of curious to see. We were like, we knew TYT was good, we knew Orbit was good, but at the event, under the pressure, complete LAN environment, tournament conditions, who will perform?
And Orbit have done that exactly. I mean, and people talk about connection and that sort of thing. I'm just gonna try and like remind people. I swear Jerd was the most notorious connection player at one point.
He was.
He turns up at
However,
events. You know,
I will counter that with his first few events, didn't do that great.
You have to say, though, his teams around him weren't as the caliber of what he is now.
Admittedly,
no offense
yes.
to them, no offense.
Admittedly, yes. However, like I said, it's not so much you can call everybody who is better than you online a connection warrior.
Yeah,
it's more to do with the fact that it leaves a doubt.
Yeah.
And that seed of doubt, like I said, it's not until you get in this condition you go, well, yeah, we're wrong. They're great. They're good. They're just as good online. They're just as good now.
But it's the same thing. I think connection doesn't make a whole lot of difference when people turn up online. Yeah. Unless it's ridiculous, like as in like people are just walking around the map. I mean, there has been times like that.
Like I said, that's all over now.
It's the argument that everyone has.
It was the argument before. I don't think that argument can even be used now. You cannot say that at all about them. The performance they just put in, they just rocked that first half of the map, and they're going to continue going forward. For me now, it's kind of like made my mind up. I think this is going to swing in Orbit's favour.
Oh yeah.
Unless TYT can dig him in. But however, TYT very good at S&D.
Yeah, that's going to be a game changer. Of course, a lot of our sort of motto is games are won on S&D. I mean, definitely a big changing point throughout the games all the time. If you win your 2 S&Ds, you're looking pretty good. It's if you can get to that fourth map, which is the S&D, that's the problem. But here we go. We're going to jump back into this game now, see what TYT can try and do to bring this back. The deficit is going to come up on your screen now. 54 points.
And that's a huge deficit. So
that's they have to basically 2-cap them the whole game or 3-cap them for a good amount of time of it.
They do. Let's jump on board with Endura now. He did a fantastic game last time around. He gets taken down. Look at them. TYT have come out the gate so hard this time, and they are just dropping them like flies. Now they're actually going to make a play for B.
Oh, Lewis is coming clutch here, though. There's one, there's two. He's looking for the third as well.
No.
Does get taken out, though. Benny is the last alive around that B area looking for a player from Orbit.
He didn't jump on it. They were all down, and he didn't.
No, I think it was because they were lying around it there on board with Benny now.
Benny's deciding to go up top. Didn't actually work out for him, though. Yeah,
did get taken out eventually there. Quicker than you, picking up a nice position. Does take out Endura. TYT need to do something very, very quickly if they want to get back into this map. Quicker than you goes down. Jacko and Bounce doing work for Orbit. On board with Benny, though, trying to get some control down this right-hand side.
So now Benny, he's going to get into a power position here on the Jeeps. It's always the same positions you see these players use. And now he's on it. It does mean he can just keep on B, but he's got to try and stay there. You can actually see he's been countered. There's 2 members of Orbit coming against him here.
Yeah, they are aware of his positioning. And you know, this works well in Orbit's favor. They're very happy just to sit around and help, just, you know, let them have their home flag. We don't need B. We don't need it.
Yeah.
We've got the lead already. There's no point. Let's just play with them a little bit. And that's exactly what they're doing. Orbit now going to try and get a hold of B. Krad's going to try and pick up some kills around the bomb site. They just neutralized it, though. Orbit aren't even pushing for the points.
They certainly
great
aren't.
job.
No, that's about, they almost made that look a little bit of fun there, but he doesn't manage to get the kill for it. And they are certainly putting the hammer down. It actually does look like TYT are kind of trying to match them across the board here, but they cannot match them if they want to get back into this game. They have to go full bore, and right now they need a 2-cap for almost, 3-cap for almost 1 and a bit minutes.
Yeah, I can't see it happening now. They would have to completely dominate them, and there you go, the 3 caps just came in for Orbit, and they have been locked into Stripper Club now, and Orbit Lewis is just going to hold down that suicide. He's going to pick up the 2-piece there, great first kill. Going to pick up the second, covering his teammate, and they're just completely locking them in here. A couple of members from Orbit did go down, so they have to back off, but 3 capping at the moment, it's looking very comfortable for them at the halfway point through the second half.
Certainly is now Kraz trying desperately to get his home point back. The key thing here, really, the YouTubers can't win, in my opinion, now. It's going to be almost nigh on impossible.
Yeah, I think
however,
it is,
what they can do is just battle to the last, use this to bet in, try to wipe it from their memories and, you know, up their game to another level, because that's where they need to get to. This level of play is not good enough.
There's no point in messing around once you know you're, nice. You see, that's what they can do. Krads can do that. He needs to bring that into this next game and really have a go at it and just see what happens, because what you have to do in this situation, that's going to build his confidence up a little bit. You know, you need to go in there, try and get some kills, get your confidence up, thinking, you know what, we can take these. Come on, we'll go for them in the second map. First map, they outplayed us. Let's just completely forget about it and attack this next map. The first map didn't have it. Krad's
is on a tear here.
See, you know, he played very, very well, and he just needs to do this in the next map.
It does. I said it's a little bit too late. They would literally need a 2-cap for the 3-cap for the rest of the game, and even then they'd probably be a few seconds off. But it's just unbelievable. I mean, like I said, these aren't very talented players. I don't think they've started very well, and it turns out Orbit have just brought their A game to just start the game off. Yeah,
Orbit just had the lead going into the second half there, and they just played it safely. Well played to them, though. Smart play, and we'll stay on board with Kradz because he's providing a couple of good kills here.
He was actually 2-6 before he went on that 6-point streak. Just unbelievable. Now he's getting taken down as I try to switch them. TYT coming under the guns once again of Orbit. Benny desperately trying to hold this one off. Heavily stunned here. Seeing if he can get a pick underneath. There's bullets just coming on him. Benny not dead yet. Quicker than you actually cleans it up. But you're going to see once again Orbit are just putting the pressure on them constantly.
Yeah, Orbit very, very aggressive. And that's what we like to see. It's entertaining to watch. They're all over the place. They're not camping. They're just pushing in there, causing lots of problems for TYT. It's been too much of a problem for them. They are going to take away the first map. 45 seconds left to go. And as I said, you know, when you've lost a game, you're going to be a bit dejected. But, you know, try and get some kills. Try and get some confidence back that next map. Yeah,
it's going to be difficult. We talk about momentum in Call of Duty quite a lot because the amount of this game is in your head. You've got to make the right decisions. You've got to do that pretty much every second of the game. And if you're starting to doubt yourself, you're starting to second guess yourself, if you don't think you're making the kills or you're worried about, you know, choking or losing or something like that, then, you know, you've already lost half the game because your reactions are going to be slower because you're adding an extra level of thought to your thought process.
Yeah, well, Benny's just picked up a nice 2-piece there as well. They have it in their locker. I mean, if you look at the kill feed, they've been outplayed in terms of objective-wise, but the kill feed, if anything, they've got more kills. They definitely do.
They've actually got triple cap on right at the end. I don't think Orbit were fully really, you know, at that end were fully playing. But it's an interesting turn of events.
Yeah, in the same way though, if you've already won the game, you don't want it. In Orbit's position there, for me, you go and you slaughter them. Just go for it, because at the end of the day, that's really going to put them down. But let's
there are no prisoners this weekend. There are just none. You do not take any game at anything but its full importance. Even like some of the big games we've got going on later on, everyone's gone 3-0, and everybody says the exact same thing. But guarantee the teams that walk in those booths will be sitting there going, we're going to go full bore regardless, because if anything goes wrong, then, you know, we've got to make sure we're at top of our game.
Yeah, well, we're going to go to a very, very quick break. We'll be back in just 30 seconds time for the second map.
Hello and welcome back. It's time for map number 2. It's Search and Destroy. TYT kind of got destroyed in that first game there. They've got to try and just put that to the back of their minds now. Play their strong suit, their Search and Destroy game. Orbit, can they continue to dominate though?
I would say so. I think coming into this now, I think they've got a really good chance now. As you said, it was down to the first map to see what's going to happen. I did predict a 3-0 win Orbit anyway, and that's nothing against TYT. I just think Orbit are a stronger team. Yeah, it's looking pretty bad for them, but it's not completely out of their reach.
There's going to be an awful lot of TYT fans out there going, come on, boys, we can do it. And you know what? If they could hear you now, that would help, because I think they're going to be doing that to each other in the booth. They, like I said, just pick their head up out of this game and just concentrate on the Search and Destroy. Sit there and go, you know what? We know what we're doing. We know we're good at Search and Destroy. This is the time where we can actually get back into this game and, you know, set a mark for ourselves. Yeah,
well, let's see what's going to happen. We're going to jump into this game very, very shortly. Search and Destroy Nocturne. I do like it, although everything seems to be resourced around one bomb site. It's nice when they change it up, though, because it really gives it something different.
I just love it when they get that plant on the other bomb site and you just hear everybody go, it's all the way over there now. Let's go.
It's a big map and it's very AR dominant. If you're using SMG and you can get yourself in there, then it's going to be good for your team, because you can get in around apartments or getting in around their spawn. You can cause problems, but it's getting there first. Snipers, ARs are going to be out there. They're going to be aiming down your throat. Let's see what's going to happen in 10 seconds time.
Yeah, so now we're going to jump on board with the attacking team for the majority of this one. Just the guys who are going to make the plays. And first of all, it's going to be Lewis is the man that we are going to default onto and see how this goes down.
Well, here we go. On board with Orbit Lewis. And it does seem like a B push is on the cards. Shot's going to go down across the map, though. Not seem to hit, though. Currently 1-0 to Orbit in the series. Very, very aggressive work. And, oh yeah, not all players are actually in the game by the looks of things. I don't know if they've noticed yet.
Well, they haven't, but I think they're probably going to continue to the end of this round now. I'm not entirely sure. It's up to the admin, and bounce goes down. The kills have been made, so I don't think they can end it now. They will, of course, end it after this one if he can't get in.
Yeah, but it will still be 1-0. But they started the game. If they had the opportunity to end it before any players did go down, then yeah, but it's strange here from Orbit, but we will sort this situation out as soon as we can. But Jacko and Lewis are going to try and do it by themselves. It's currently 2 versus 3 in favor of TYT.
Oh, Lewis gets taken down. It's now up to Jacko. Jacko all alone, 1 versus 3 versus TYT. And now he's going to go for it. Can he hold this down against these 3 players? It's going to be very, very difficult, though. Bomb down is going to help him out a little bit. Can he pull off a clutch here? If
you want to be in a position in a 1v3, this is a nice place to be. There's a lot of entrances, but it's very close quarters. You pick yourself a corner and make the right moves. Like he's doing now. He's doing it very, very well.
Oh, shot early. Did manage to get it.
Oh, it's so close. Jacko with the 1v2, checking the bomb site as well. Looking for the third. 1 versus 1. Can Jacko hold it?
He's also got all of the kills this round for Orbit.
It would have been
13 seconds left.
This will be a big confidence dent to TYT if they can't manage to take this.
Shot's on.
Jacko just
he knows he's going to wait, and that's it. And he's actually going to do the 1 versus 3. Wow. Jacko, Orbit were a man down. He still clutched it there.
That's right into the minds of TYT. They just got 3v4'd. It's a big dent in their confidence now. That is just put
Not
them
only
back.
did they get 3v4, they got 1v3, and they got to be sitting there going, that's the best chance we had. What on earth is going on? But Jacko turned up, took all of the kills in that round for his team. Wow. And like I said, that is just incredible.
There you go. TYT, a lot of work to do, and this is different.
Yeah, this is an unconventional push here. The problem with this push is that even if you do get locked into the choke points, it's so hard to get through cleanly. Like, they haven't done that. They've actually lost a man, but they did manage to trade it up. There's a lot of entrances in here. There's a lot of close cover. So all of a sudden, a player can be on you and you don't even know it.
Yeah, well, they have managed to get the bomb down. Good work by TYT. Now a 3 versus 2 in favor of TYT.
There are so many teams that would actually have the confidence to open up like that. You know, a lot of teams go standard, just do the standard one once or twice, and then we'll start thinking about our other strategies we've got. People go, no, we need a point, we need to go for it right now.
It's something different, and it seemed to work for them, because now it is one. Oh, what a shot by Enduro there.
No way they can do this twice in a row, surely not.
Do not let him do it once again.
Oh, he was there.
Body. Good positioning there by Quicker Than You. Picks up the round, that's going to be 1-1. TYT should be 2-0 up, though.
Yeah, you know what? They couldn't have had a better opportunity to be 2-0 up.
Yeah, I mean, a hardware issue by the sounds of things, but that's not their fault. You know, they've got to continue on with the game. Didn't take advantage. 1-1.
Never mind, on board with the attacking team down on the sticks, and I'm going to actually go back on board with Jacko, a man who's 5-on-1, cannot be ignored. So let's see what he can do. Is pushing forward, kind of a standard opening from these guys as well.
Yeah, Jacko trying to get over there. Endura does take out Insomulus. So that's going to be an issue for TYT, going 3 versus 4, meaning that 2 versus 4. Orbit really being very dominant in this game so far. Jacko trying to get some shots down there. MTAR from that range, nearly taking out Bounce.
Looks like his reflexes are on a hair trigger, trying to shoot his own teammate now. The problem is that he doesn't have cover to get out of it cleanly at the moment. He's actually waiting for it.
Lewis has done fantastically well there. If you go on board with Lewis, if you go on board with Lewis, he's in a fantastic position around this bomb site. There's somebody else there, so it is actually Bounce. It's right round behind TYT.
He has. Now it's a 2 versus 1, so we're going to jump on board with Benny. Benny Central rocking that AR. Let's see if he can hold down. He's seen someone. Unfortunately, didn't get the pick quick enough, so they're going to know where he is. He has 17 seconds to get 2 kills in a defuse, or just go straight for it.
Well, he could maybe pick up one here. No, shot's going to go.
Oh, Benny almost turned on him, but too little, too late. And it's now going to be 2-1 to Orbit.uk.
Yeah, Orbit looking pretty good now. Lewis, easy enough kill for him. Take him out on the bomb site. That's going to be 2-1. As said, currently 1-0 in the series to Orbit.
Yeah, it really is, and this is a little bit closer here. I mean, like I said, TYT would be kicking themselves over that first round, to be perfectly honest. But jumping on board with those I just named, TYT, how are they going to play this one now? I am going to jump on board with Quicker Than You.
Yeah, he's had a pretty decent start with 1 plant, and oh my god, Krads with a sniper. And it just seems to happen every single round. One team seems to get a bit of an advantage. Can TYT build on that advantage? Didn't make the use of that one they had before, but now 2 versus 4 in favor of TYT. Can they get away with this round?
I don't know. He's just on board that man who's flanking. Let's see what he's going to do. He's actually seen one. He's going to pick him up as well. And it's Bounce who manages to get that pick. And now look at the camera on the side. The TYT are a little bit, where on earth has he come from? Oh, don't do it.
Jura did pick up a kill.
2 versus 2.
Time, 2 versus 2 though, as said. MTAR in hand for Bounce. Can he do some more work around this area? He does have his teammate there with him. If they're going to stick together, it's probably going to be the best policy. But with Bounce now, he's trying to get a jump up in that window. Not going to happen.
They are being very, very cautious here. They know realistically they don't have to plant everything, but it's now 2 versus 1.
Such good work from Orbit there. They were 2 versus 4. Now 2 versus 1 in their favor. Benny's last man alive gets taken out. Orbit on fire here.
They certainly are now 3-1 up against TYT. And you kind of see the patience they were going for. They were like, we know we don't have to go in, but if we go in and get picked off, at least, or one of us gets picked off, are we not confident on the trade going into an area with that much cover? So they waited, like, if they plant, it's not the worst deal in the world because we'll know one of them will be in that area. We can kind of judge the way we go in through that.
Yeah. I think, you know, Orbit are on point at the moment. I mean, let's go on board with them actually on the attack. See if anybody get a snipe off. I think it was Endura last time round.
Let's see what he does. He does have that sniper rifle out. I'll return on Oracle mode now and just see how the other team just put out. He's actually had Krads try to flank him, but wasn't actually able to. Does get taken down. And now it's advantage once more to Orbit. We just stay on board with Endura.
Yeah, they're just trying to push into B here, but look at who's flanking around for Orbit there. Who's that? Oh, Bounce picks up 1 kill there. That causes a lot of problems. It's a great tactic that Orbit have taken up here. They push somebody straight through the middle of the map. It is a very, he does get taken out. It is a very ballsy move. But if you can get someone in their build, absolutely terrifies them because they can't just sit and watch B bomb. They have to watch around.
But it splits their fire, and then all of a sudden they've got an entire new front to cover.
Orbit have the bomb down now. And for me, that's because he pushed around the back there and caused some problems.
Look how close they are, though. They're stacked.
Yeah. You know, I think it's the best policy is to stay together in S&D when any bombs are down or you're in a sort of advantageous position.
He's just peeking in and out. He knows he doesn't really have to make any work here. It's going to be all TYT that come forward. Benny and Insomulus.
Well, shots have went down. It does look like he's going to get cleaned up. Benny does get the kill there. Gets taken out by Endura. Bomb is not going to get defused by Insomulus. Oh, we are far too aware of that. Endura 6-2 for him at the moment. 3 plants by Jacko, though. Definitely the designated bomb man.
They really are. And there we go. It does seem like TYT, like I said, they are now 4-1 down. We did say they were good at S&D, and they're just not having their day today.
No, it's been very good from Orbit so far, though. They played everything right. They've done everything right. Let's see if Krads can get a kill off the bounce here.
Yeah,
he did it last round. He did it last round. I think they need to change something up here, though, because they're not really getting much luck.
They really are not. Now, interestingly enough, there's a guy that you should see right now. He needs to make that shot, and he does. Takes him down with a sniper.
He looked in the right area.
Yeah, there's about 3 walls in the way. Good old Oracle mode.
You know, it gets me thinking, is he there or is he behind the walls? But it's a nice mode to have to sort of give you an insight of when fights are actually going to happen. Crad's in a nice little position here. I would say going...
Oh, he's seen that one. Oh, misses it. I was hoping he was going to make that one. It would have definitely given them the advantage.
They're the shots you need to make if you want to win this sort of map. You're 4-1 down, you miss a snipe like that. It wasn't the easiest of shots, don't get me wrong, but it's something that you should try to be taking the opportunity of. Hasn't made it on board with Crads now. Let's see if he can make up for it.
Yeah, ifs and buts will not win you championships. It's going to be one of those. The Crads just trying to go Overwatch at the moment. It's 2 versus 2. He really needs to make a pick, especially as his teammate has just gone down. He's in a 1 versus 2, and he does not have the bomb. Oh, he's got that one. Now 1 versus 1.
Has to look out for it. Guy up next to the bomb, and you know, Endura has played this so smart here.
It is.
If Crads can do anything about it, though, this will be a good momentum shift for them. He's currently 7-4. Gunfight about to go down. Is it going to happen? It's not going to happen for him. Endura.
Looking for him, didn't know where he was, and he, like you said, he is being taken down. It's now 5-1 to Orbit versus TYT.
Yeah, Crads did very well to get that far there, but Endura just chilling out here. Easy enough for him.
It certainly is. There we go. They've managed to make this one, and it's looking like a very one-sided match.
Yeah, you know, I thought if TYT turn up, it'll be close, but Orbit of just being so dominant here. Probably one of the most impressive performances so far I've seen this weekend from a team. Well, with Jacko now trying to push over. He's going to manage to get over there.
Oh, no, he's not.
Snipe from Crads. Doing very well with that sniper rifle, you know. His team need to build on that from him. You know,
yeah, I mean...
He's getting the picks. They need to help him out.
They certainly do. That pick, if you can continue to have a player like that who just consistently will get picks, then you kind of build around him. You're like, okay, we need to build this around you sniping and you being comfortable sniping. Because if you can even get some kills, you know, even get a few first picks in the game, could mean the difference between winning and losing.
Yeah, you know, it gives you an advantage straight away if you can get a sniper straight off the spawn. The go bomb has gone down. This could be for the map for Orbit. It's looking pretty good for them. That's in a nice little position. And they should be able to hold this down. Let's go on board with somebody from TYT, see what they can do to try and stay in this map here. Crads just now trying to have a scout. That's not going to work. And this time, though, Benny does get taken out. Crads has work to do. Last man alive. Once again, he couldn't get taken out. That's going to be 2-0 to Orbit.
Well, that was all over rather quickly, and it does seem like TYT not really able to match the power of Orbit here today. And it's going to be, like you said, 2-0 now to Orbit. They're sitting there going, we are 1 map away from going to the World Championships of Call of Duty. 10 minutes to decide our fate.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it must be a fantastic feeling knowing that, you know, you're coming into a 2-0, it's looking so confident. But we've seen it in the first game today. Do not get complacent at all, because that's what happened with, coincidentally, Orbit. Not going to curse the organization, but you know, potentially they have to be careful. But we are going to see the third and potentially the final map in just a second. Do not go anywhere.
Hello and welcome back. It's time for map number 3. It's Blitz. It's TYT versus Orbit, and it's kind of been one way so far.
Yeah, it's looked very, very convincing from them. You know, I mean, Orbit, I did think they would look pretty good in this. I did say they would 3-0, but I thought it would be a lot tighter.
Well, I said it was that unknown quantity that it kind of everyone was like, well, we want to say that, but we're unsure because we don't know. The facts weren't actually there before this game, but it turns out these guys are good.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Orbit really are turning up. And you have to look towards them for tomorrow as well. Whoever gets matched up with them will be looking at this like, oh, you know,
well, that's the other factor. Tomorrow is very important at the same time.
Yeah. And you know, I think some of the players had underestimated tomorrow. Sort of thought, well, you know, I mean, realistically, there's probably 2 teams that we think are probably going to win tomorrow. But let's go and try and get as far as we can, because it can't make a difference when we go to LA. But at the same time, I can imagine there might be a couple of celebrations tonight.
Oh, yeah. Some of these players will be like, you know what? We're so grateful we got through. These games mean so much to them there. And you can actually see TYT on your screen at the moment. And there is Orbit. And both teams, you can just kind of serious at the moment. There's smiles from neither team. And they're just trying to keep their head in this game.
It's not over yet, you know. I mean, Blitz is one of them game modes. If you get a bit of a bounce off and you get a couple of kills on the board, suddenly you're 5 caps ahead. This map is quite low on caps, I feel, in comparison to some other ones, because it's quite a sort of confined area where the 2 sides are, so it's quite easy to defend at times. And there's a lot of different positions you can take up, especially on sort of the side that we're going to be on when we jump into the game, and the opposite side to this one. But I think it depends what happens. It all depends what happens. Of course, that's the case in every game. But anyway, on with Enduro now. Let's see what he can do for his team.
This man has certainly impressed me today as he picks up the first kill. Goes straight for it. Enduro currently on the sticks. Let's see how this man moves forward. Going to go straight for it. He could actually get a horrifically fast cap here if he goes straight in.
A point there. That fantastic work by Enduro.
It really is. Enduro just took that and just ran with it, and he's still alive and still going.
You see, that's when TYT need to be aware. They've lost some kills in the middle of the map. Look towards your point. Try not to concentrate on the entrances, try to concentrate on the point, because somebody can come in a different entrance to what you're both looking at, and he's just walked straight past them. That's just plain luck.
Thank you very much.
2-0 to Enduro and Orbit, because that's fantastic work. I mean, I'll admit that was a bit lucky. But at the same time, you know,
he's been alive for a full minute now. He's got 2 caps to his name. Can it continue for much longer? Will this be a flawless side? We should soon see as we're still on the sticks with Enduro now. Pushing forward, let's see what he can do. Can he continue on? He's on a 3-point streak at the moment. And you know what? If he could actually go for it again.
You know, we'll have to stay on board with him while he's live. You know what? He's bypassed every single member.
No way.
TYT. This is ridiculous. It's
my goodness.
It's great play by Enduro, but TYT is stepping up defensively. He's just going to do this time and time again. And he's defending well as well. He's going to pick up another kill here.
Oh my goodness, does get taken down. He was on a 6-point. Enduro finally shut down.
600 points within the space of a minute and a half.
It really was. They just kind of let him run free. But now on board with Bounce. Bounce gets taken down. TYT have already quite far behind, especially for this quick into the map. They just need to try and sit down, work on the defense, work on clearing these kills, and just play Blitz as the game it is.
Yeah, you know, they need to do something different. They need to stop somebody just walking through the middle of the map. And there you go, a point on the board. So, you know, that's something for them, something to cling on to. Lewis is just going to pop in there, though. Nobody reaching the point. Once again, they're just walking in there. TYT need to change up their defense.
Yeah, it's not staying back at the defensive point that is the problem. It's closing those avenues down and working out where those players are going to go. You have to know that at a certain time, the player's going to be there, or there, and you have to make sure you check there, and there, because if you don't, then suddenly you've lost a point.
You need to be thinking of who you're killing, who you haven't seen in a while. So, okay, like when you listen in to the top teams, like so a couple of times I've been watching scrims and of like Epsilon TCM, and they're like, okay, 3 down, okay, where's Black? You know, then they'll be looking. Yeah. They'll be thinking, right, okay, that's the guy we need to be looking for here. TYT, the confidence will be low, the communication could potentially be low. Benny, the only guy sitting back here, but then, as he said, they need to work on avenues rather than defense of the central point.
Well, the problem with this map, essentially, is Warhawk is the map where you most likely have a player sneak through. It happens more on this map than any other. The avenues can be quite difficult to cover. There's a lot of places for people to kind of sneak in and hide. Like I said, it's very difficult for a team to sort of lock this map down. We usually see quite an aggressive play. We see a lot of points on this map because teams know going forward is a lot better than staying back.
TYT looking like they're going to get a point on the board. Yeah, you know, the quarterback didn't trade though. So that's going to be 4-2 now. Only 2-point difference. And you know what? TYT are pushing in here again. You know, they've done that well. Now they're getting some sort of control. They're looking all right. 4-3 now. Could potentially be 4-4 because this would be a great comeback if they can get that. And now Orbit are doing it wrong. They're not defending at all. And Kraz is going to great. Oh, that's such an important kill from Lewis there. Quicker Than You is there on the point though, and Orbit will be...
Oh, can he take 2?
Oh,
no!
Very close though. And they have to get some confidence from this. Kraz is picking up some kills now. Quicker Than You's picking up some kills. They need to bounce on from this. Speaking of bounce, 4-10 from him. He needs to step it up. He needs to stop this TYT push. That's 4-4. Fantastic work by them.
It ain't over yet.
Yeah, definitely. I ruled them out at 3-0 because I think it was just...
Bit of a wobbly start, but TYT not out of this yet. They've got fire left in them. Still on board with Insomulus. Let's see what they can do. Can they take this to map number 4?
On board with Insomulus now. We did hear a shout from their booth just a second ago when they got that 4th one in there now. And for me, that's it. They need to sort of be making it. Go on.
I love the thing that he's just done there. He's trying to fake them out. So he's made a kill and he's just kind of switching around side. He's got support now as well. So they're actually trying to make a dedicated push, and they will be able to. They're going to lock it down, and Insomulus will definitely try and just keep flowing around here and try to pick up a few more kills and then get the respawn as well, as it's now 5-5. There's going to be one last opportunity to get in for them. It's going to be out to his right. Did he get it? Yes, he does! TYT will go up into the second half unless it is traded, but they are all back, and it does look like they might even get another one. Who is that? Oh, he does go down before I can get to him. It was Veerkrads.
But wow, what a turnaround here. You know, coming into that first half, you stood straight away from the Enduro like that. Yeah. If anything, it was a little bit lucky, but you know, it boils down to TYT not covering the right areas. Suddenly, they get some sort of control over the map.
They were aggressive. They were being aggressive, and it made Orbit play to their tempo. That was the difference.
Kraz is bouncing around at 16 and 10 at the minute. He's slaying out his mind. Quicker Than You's doing very, very well. Let's go on board with one of the guys from...
Let's have a quick look how this all breaks down. And you can kind of see the avenues that are all kind of covered. That's a massive way they've just spread across the map there from Orbit. Yeah. They're just making sure they lock every single part of it down.
They're doing so quite well. And they want to make sure they don't lose any more points. TYT will be very confident in the minute. Lots of bullets going to go down towards TYT's base. Can Kraz make another kill? It's not going to happen. Lewis is alive around there. He's not going to... Oh, Lewis is just playing that fantastically well. Don't get the 3rd. Just get shut down quicker than you. Oh, great awareness from him there. Coming in with a 2-piece, completely defending from them. Allows them to push out, gain some control.
It certainly does. Quicker Than You now, still pushing forward. And it does seem like the domination of Orbit has in fact ended, as TYT are still leading as he comes round. How on earth did he dodge those bullets?
Quicker Than You is a very quick and incidentally played very, very well there. Managing to stay alive just a second enough to get that kill. Ball with Benny now, good defensive weight. Now what they've noticed, they haven't seen them for a while. They noticed they were pushing down that right-hand side. Right, let's turn it round. Let's go and watch that side and try and defend a little bit. They're in a precarious position, yeah, though, because they're definitely going to lose a point at that point. 6-6 now. Oh, there you go.
Quicker actually going for the trade here because we can actually stop it. They've got 2 going for the pinch as well. It's going to be Kraz. Kraz doesn't get either of them, unfortunately. No. And that does mean that his teammates now have to try and stop it down. But a double kill from Benny with a nade shuts down the pressure as TYT hold on to their lead by the narrowest of margins.
That is clutch from Benny there. I thought they'd actually made it, but that's going to annoy Orbit completely. Kraz in a good position. Kraz, he made a bit of a fluff his defenses previously. It's not going to matter though. He's going to completely forget about that because Benny did work out. And good work by this Orbit player who's following Kraz around on the map there, but it's not going to matter. He just gets shut down.
Look at Benny just loves trading long range.
Yeah, he needs to work with that AR well. Insomulus needs to step his game up. Bounce needs to step his game up if either one of these teams want to win. But look at those kills from TYT. 16, 18, and 16, sorry, from your team. It's good work slaying-wise. You need to turn those slays into points. Currently, they're in the lead, and somebody's going to get taken down. That's going to be 7-7. Benny has managed to push out. He has something.
Have a look at it. It looks like a base race might occur. It's going to be up to the Orbit bounce down to shut them down. He goes down instantaneously.
They're both all over each other's bases. Now, what do you do in this situation?
At some point, a team is going to have to cut back, and it's going to be the teams that cut back. It's going to come down to spawns a little bit as well. The better spawn, you know, the kills that get made. Bounce manages to make a kill there. It's just going to be who can win this trade at the moment. So there are 2 players from Orbit ready to go in, and 2 players from TYT ready to go in. Can anybody cut back? Who is that who just made that kill? It's Lewis. Can Lewis stop this down? No, he gets taken down as well. But look at the Orbit. Orbit players are now coming back. They should be able to stop this trade and get 1 more point in.
Well, can they get the point in? No, that's the thing.
Is he going to see this one? No, he does get shut down, and that does mean that TYT will actually win that trade.
Very, very well played. Well, actually, if anything, it was a bit of a draw because TYT were in the lead when they came into it. Good work by TYT, though. They held on, held their resolve, and they've both held strong. This is going to go right down to the wire, Brycey.
Oh, it's so much of a great kill there to make sure nobody gets in. And as you can see, this is so close, 11-10. TYT have managed just to rock it at the moment as they do manage to get that kill as well. Their defense is so much better than it was before.
They've stepped it up. That's
the reflex knife. The guy's instantly trying to get back to it. He gets taken down as well. It's 1 minute 28 left to go as these two teams battle it out. It could be as much as one swings it either way.
Oh, there we go. 11 points apiece. Smart play. That's what you need to do. You need to think about it. There you go. He's going to run in that point. Fantastic work by Quicker Than You.
They traded though.
Oh my God, this is going right down to the wire now. This could potentially be TYT's way back into this match. Krad's 22 kills to his name. 20 for Quicker Than You as well. Wow.
Oh, he's going to get another kill as well. This is going to come down so close. 57 seconds left. It would be the first replay of the day if they draw this going in. But look how many people are down. It's Quicker Than You. He's going to pick up one. He has support coming through kitchen. Can that man do it? It's going to be Mr. Krad's by the look of it. Can he sneak it? He sees one at the top. It doesn't manage to get away.
Orbit are playing this well. They're sitting back. They're waiting on the counter-attack. And Endura was set up there. Now Orbit have got a bit of a chance to push out, though.
Oh, both these teams, are they going to go for it or are they going to sit back? They're sending out players. Those scouts are going to try and just sneak in. It could come down to just 1 point.
Orbit have the advantage there. A couple of kills going down from them. And TYT are well pushed into their spawn. They need to defend for their lives now. It's their game.
No, he didn't need Igma. No, he got through.
Oh.
He got through.
Orbit coming in there. 12 seconds to go. Is there anybody from TYT? They've got 8 seconds.
They've left it open though. They've gone for it. They've gone straight for it. There's no way they're going to get traded. They've been traded against no matter what happens. And TYT at the last second are going to go out.
You know, give your hands up for TYT.
Yeah, that deserves a round of applause and a half.
They played so well. Orbit going to LA though. That was an insane.
That certainly was.
I'm sweating.
TYT showed the reason they made it in the blitz. They showed why they're here, and it was literally that last second run in, and there's nothing they could do about it. They knew we were too far away from the enemy point, but Orbit have won 3-0, and that's just unbelievable.
But let's go to a highlight reel that we've got coming up here, because you know, this is in the S&D. Is this this is putting TYT straight back. That is fantastic play by Jago. Checking the bomb, 20 seconds to go. He is cruising at this point.
1v3. This for me set the tone of the match here.
Yeah, it did. I mean, first map they looked very strong at this point. TYT trying to get back into the game. No, it doesn't matter because I'm just going to kill all of you.
Everybody doesn't look at that. He just waited. He goes, I know what you're going to do. You come challenge me. You don't have enough time. Wow. You go back. I'm going to come around and kill you, and you know it's going to happen. But what an incredible game there. It looked like we were not really in for much of a game, and all of a sudden the blitz just blew my socks off.
Yeah, I know, that was insane. I mean, if you look at the kill feed, I mean, you guys can't see it on the screen. If we can switch back to the game so you can see that TYT Quicker Than You, 22 and 16 with 3 captures. In some of this, maybe not so many kills, but there you go. The board is up on your screen now. 10 kills, but 5 captures to his name. Lewis, though, playing very well, as is Endura, picking up +1 between them with 5 caps each. All down to those final 10 seconds. I mean, I'm looking forward to hear what the analysts are going to say about that.
Yeah, I'm sure the analysts have got so much to say. So I think, as far as I know, it's over to you guys in the studio. What did you guys think?
Got a special guest with us, Joe Seacott, who's obviously the multiplayer designer for Call of Duty. So is it kind of weird watching all this? Because it's all your tinkering that has made this happen.
It's actually really cool. It's really cool to see the game played at this level with the skill that they have. It's really awesome. And I got to work on all the guns, so it's really nice to see how they're using them, which ones they pick, which ones they avoid.
So is it like most things when you sort of work and then you look back at them that there are bits where you're like, if I'd done something differently there, or maybe if that was a bit, do you constantly still pick through it even after it's finished?
Oh yeah, of course. Part of me wants to adjust the micro-tar because everyone's using it, but I can't. It's too late. But yeah, that thing melts faces. Do you think you'll ever be able just to let go? No. There's always. I mean, it's awesome to see, but there's always regret. There's always, I could have done that. I wanted to do this, and there's always the next game.
So kind of like coming to these events is a little bit like picking a scab, right?
Yeah, exactly like picking a scab. Yes.
So what did you think of that last game? What did you reckon?
Oh, I really wanted TYT to have a good show. At least like the last round, the blitz round was really good. I love close blitz matches. I love the choice is not to shoot someone to sneak past. I think it brings this interesting dynamic to the game that's not just head-on fighting.
Yeah. So, chaps, who is winning now? I think it's Josh, you're winning in the picks, right? How far ahead are you?
It's 3 to me, 2 to Scott, and 1 to Zach at the minute.
You're rubbish. You're not coming back again. That's it. You're ousted.
I'm out, yeah. I said before, I wasn't that good at bets. You know, I thought I was doing quite well with the Killerfish game.
I did kind of force you to make all of those. I was like, come on, make a choice.
Yeah, so technically it's your fault, really.
I'm okay with taking the blame for that. So let's talk through the matches. Let's start at the very, very beginning. So we had domination on Octane. What happened?
Yeah, I think it was Endura just went absolutely off for them. I've wrote down he dropped 1,600 points. And 14 and 8, absolutely carried the life out of the game. And to be honest, he showed that he's not just an online player, that he can come to line and perform, as did the rest of his team. I think that TYT did show glimpses that they can perform at this level, but they're obviously not quite there yet, but they've done well.
Yeah, it's just a simple message of welcome to sort of competitive game. And unfortunately, you know, it didn't go their way. I know Fear Cradcy played really, really well throughout some of the maps. I reckon. Do you know what? I don't think it'll be long till he gets picked up by a pretty decent team. I think individually he played really well, but the domination. You know, I said it would be 3-1, but the scoreline wouldn't reflect the game. Really, it was the opposite. You know, Orbit played really, really well and just dominated throughout.
Joe, do you have anything to add for that match?
I think these guys hit the nail on the head. That TYT, there's skill there, and you see it in some of their engagements, but that experience just wasn't there yet of working as a team and coming together, and they just got dominated in that first match.
I mean, have you guys ever heard of the 10,000 hour rule? Like, to be the master of anything, you have to have clocked 10. It's Malcolm Gladwell, right? 10,000 hours you've got to clock. So maybe it's just they've just got to, you know, put in a few more hours, and the more you practice, obviously, the better you get. What do you reckon?
My mom used to always say you have to fall off a horse 100 times before you know how to ride a horse, so they have to...
You had a terrible riding teacher, I'm sorry.
I'm very good at horseback riding now.
But you had to fall off 100 times. I would have given up after 2.
No, it was too much fun.
So do you want to add anything, George?
Just as everyone said, basically, Orbit got off to a good start and just got the momentum, just strolled on from there. Just everyone performed and just took the game.
So what do you think about the S&D for Octane then?
S&D was literally just straightforward as well. Orbit carried on with their momentum, just strolled on, and just 6-1, just took it. Everyone performed and just took the game easy.
Yeah, I mean, I think the first round in particular was interesting because one of the Orbit players didn't connect, and Jacko actually went really clutch. He got the bomb down, done a 3v1, and that was just really out of the ordinary, especially because it was 3v4 overall. Endura finished going 10-3, so another good performance by him, and Crads stood out for TYT again. So.
Yeah, it's a bit disheartening knowing that, you know, you've played really well on a losing team and you were using the sniper, and you've got other teammates that, you know, are especially good at rushing and getting onto the bomb. Like you can see here, Jacko's 1v3 clutch. You know, he did really well. If I was Fear Cradcy, you know, I'd be a little bit upset, but then taking nothing away from TYT, they did play well in certain aspects of the game, but Orbit just came out strong on top, and they came out on top.
Is it really bizarre, Joe, to sort of like, once you sort of created this and you kind of put it out into the world, and then just seeing how, I mean, because obviously you must plan how you think people are going to play on different maps, and then actually kind of throwing it out into the real world, and then are you sometimes really surprised by people's behaviour?
Yeah, I mean, we players just discover new sight lines and new mechanics, like new ways to use the maps, and I love the plays with the smoke, with the thermal, and different places that they, you know, players post up in Freight or Octane and basically take off certain angles so that they can watch a part of the map, and it's really cool to see teams on Orbit displayed this work so well together to cut off points. They were really, really structured in how they engaged the matches. It's really cool.
I mean, do you guys like watch back a lot of the play so that then, you know, next time you're doing it, you're kind of like, oh, well, we kind of see, yeah. So it's like you kind of learn from these guys, really, right?
Yeah, it's definitely a two-way street. It is. We definitely learn on, and I love coming to these events and seeing it. It's very helpful for me to take back.
Do you make notes?
Yeah, definitely. Each time I come to these events, I come up with notes. I have different ideas for how to potentially improve the perspective mode to make it easier for casters. You can see some of those on show today, but there's definitely more to come in the future.
Can you tell us what things, little secrets? Oh, come on! Like, we want to know. That's why you're here. Tell us secrets.
I don't think anything would be a secret, but just different ways for the coming up with ways for the codcasters to better work in the third person, because I think it's really cool when you get more of a football type view of the match where you can see the teams rolling out. And I think combining that with the new Oracle mode with the outline tech, you can really get a nice view of the battle. And I think that's a perspective that we missed a little bit in the Call of Duty.
Could we kind of go like a bit like Madden-esque, where they can start drawing arrows and stuff on things with a pen?
That would be really cool. I think that's totally a great idea.
Like, you know, swivelly graphics.
Yeah. We use the Microsoft Glass and all that stuff. And yeah.
Why not?
It's actually quite funny because when a new game is released, I mean, I know you guys will do this as well, you'll sit within your teams and you'll go through each map, and you'll break down every single part of the map, and you go, where can I throw that? Where, if you're like B in Octane, for example, where can I grenade into B from? And you'll just go around the whole map saying, right, can I throw
like
it there?
Like an in-game
Can I throw
recce,
it
you're
there?
going around like checking each
but you normally
out.
just go around as a team and say, right, can I see you there? Can you see me here? Can I climb up there? And that's how you break it down. So.
Wow, okay, so that's, I mean, you've got to know these maps that well really, to ever get to this, vaguely get to this stage. So let's talk about the last one, which was Blitz and Warhawk. Your thoughts, sir?
Blitz Warhawk is one of my favourite game modes and maps.
Say thank you to Joe.
Thank you very much, Joe. I really do enjoy it. But I think what TYT did, which really frustrated me from a competitive player point of view, was they decided to stick the crucial times as a unit and push one side. They weren't filtering, and when you're playing against a team that, you know, they play constantly competitive all the time, you've got to be wary of the different routes that they're going to take. And normally how you play Blitz is when you spawn, you look and you communicate with your team. Okay, so I'm standing on the right-hand side. I can see that this alleyway is open. Chances are your opposite player is going to be there. And they were letting so many flags get captured because of that. They weren't checking, they weren't filtering. And it's so frustrating. It's because they could have easily fixed it. And but eventually when they did fix it, you know, they came back and they almost, you know, won. It was really intense at the end.
Do you think it's just they just need to be playing together more to kind of like not even have to be thinking about it? It's just what they do.
Chemistry is a really big factor in that, because when you play with teammates, you know, if you look at football, for example, you know that sort of your midfield player is going to be behind you, so you don't need to worry about it. So chemistry is going to be a really big factor. But also you need a strong amount of communication. Yeah. You need to be on point. You need to be, if you die, you say, all right, I've died. I'm going to probably spawn here. Don't worry, when I spawn there, I'll watch it. You push the right. You filter out, and it's like bottlenecking. And unfortunately, you know, TYT really did lack that on that part of the Blitz.
Okay.
I think it was close. I really wanted them to pull that out. They really showed some fire after starting out down. Benny had a really clutch grenade on the point where two guys were waiting to double cap again, and that was great. And everything seemed to be going their way. It was like every time they ADS'd at a corner, there was a guy coming around the corner, like everything was going, and then they just right at the end came down to the wire and they lost it.
It's got to be, you know, it's being on that stage as well. That's got to be something that just changes everything. It's so, you know, you can play at home and you can be really cool, calm and collected. And then I once entered a Tekken tournament. It was awful. And I just, like, completely died. It was just horrendous. You know, and that was like a tiny little, I mean, this is massive. It must be really intimidating.
Yeah, I mean, for most of these guys, especially the Orbit team, I don't know how many LANs they've been to, but this will be the biggest thing they've ever played for. So it's quite an occasion to obviously show up, and 3-0 to first it, so you can't really complain. With regards to the last map, quicker than you, I've got wrote it down, played really well throughout the whole time. I think he was the most consistent performing on that map in particular. And Dura had a really good start to the map, as me and Josh noticed. He seemed to just know where people are all the time, so it was impressive.
Anything to add, Josh?
It's just the same, really. Like, he just started off really well, and everyone just in Orbit just looked like they were communicating. Like, as Scott said, Enduro knew where to look every single time, and like he'd just randomly turn around, and me and Scott like, what is he doing? And then realise his team's communicating with him, and he turns around, and just as he turns around, there's one player. So Orbit just communicated really well, and then just pulled it out. And at that big stage, like, this is like everyone's biggest performance. Like, I don't think any of these have played on a big thing, and you're always going to get nervous. So props to Orbit for turning up.
Blockers?
Yeah.
Is that cheating? I don't know. Probably. So, right, next match, we're going up the two French teams. We've got Millennium and we've got Vitality Returns. Let me get it around the right way, because obviously there are two Vitality teams. What's your call? Come on, I'm going to force you to make a decision once more, and you better not be wrong or you're not allowed back.
Okay, I'm going to say Millennium. You know, they live together. They practice a lot together. You know, they've got a house. So, you know, I did say before it would be Vitality, but I'm going to switch it, and I know I'm going to regret it, and I will see you later if I do.
We're going to give you a little hat.
Yeah, a dunce hat. No. But yeah, I'm going to go with Millennium, I think.
Have you got a call, Joe?
Not really. I really just want it. I want it to be close. I want to see the drama. I want to see the upsets. I want the best team to win.
Stirrer, aren't you?
Yeah.
How about you guys? What do you reckon?
Going 3-1 for Vitality. Definitely. They've been a team for a while now. They've actually attended a few LANs, I think, together, and I just feel they're going to pull it out.
Yeah. What do you reckon, Mac?
I actually agree with Josh. I know Zach asked me beforehand.
You need to agree with him because he's winning. Don't agree with him. He doesn't know anything.
He asked me before this and said, who do you think? And I went Millennium, because I knew he'd choose Millennium. But yeah, I think Vitality will win.
Well, why don't we start it off and go back to the casters and get this match underway?
Hello and welcome back. It's time. It's Millennium versus Vitality, and it's all about to go down. These two French Titans are going to go head-to-head, Chewy.
Yeah, this is the game that I was looking forward to seeing right when it was first announced. And to be so lucky to cast this, you know, you and me, Bryce, we are in for a treat today. We were very lucky to cast this during the online league system between these two, and that was an absolute corker of a game. It went right down to map 5. 3-2 was the score. Vitality returns, just being able to take it right in the last map. But I think we could be in for another treat this evening, Bryce.
If this doesn't go all the way to map number 5, something is wrong with this. I imagine it's going to go that way. I think these two teams are just going to trade off each other. They will have scrimmed each other all the time.
Yeah.
So they're going to know everything. You're going to see some really trick plays here. As like I said, they're just going to know each other so intuitively that it's just going to be like, we're scrimmed, but this is for so much more.
And of course, you know, some of the top names in European Call of Duty as well as the world of Call of Duty heading up now on your screens, as you can see the Millennium squad there on your screen. Of course, the rosters are for Vitality returns. We've got Azox, Agony, Getsum, and Dialux on there. And then for Millennium, you've got Z1, Maxi, Xerox, and Riskin. And a very interesting fact about Maxi, one of the most experienced players to the extent that this is his 45th event. Wow.
Well, is it 45th time lucky is the real question.
That would be a good one.
Can they win here between these two teams? I'm kind of interested to ask you what your predictions. We saw all the analysts give them. They were actually split. So what do you think?
I still think, again, that Vitality returns are just going to be able to take this one. During the league systems, I know it's online, slightly different setting to LAN now, but they were very dominant. They actually managed to even the score with the people who placed at the top, which was, of course, Vitality Rises, ending 7-0, I do believe. So I think they are just going to be able to pick this one. But again, this is on a LAN setting. It's going to be so difficult. You know, having a look through all of our notes, the amount of achievements that all of these players have got behind them is really one that's going to come down to who just performs on the day. I'm going to sit on the fence, but I just think returns may take it.
Well, I kind of have to agree with you, really, mainly just to make sure Riddles is on a team on his own, voting for Millennium there.
That's the only reason why.
But you know what? I think it's very, very close. And I've said this before, and it's one of those key things you have to remember. You cannot beat anybody on paper. You have to beat them on the day.
Yeah.
There is no excuses. You put it on the line. You're playing 4 guys versus 4 guys, and that's it.